is being revealed.
Shut up, shut up.
To start off, check out this video.
Oh, God. Okay. Sola? $2027? Nice art style. Oh. What? Amuro Ray? That was the leaked Gundam. A Gundam with a cape. Not these stupid ass names again. How am I supposed to say that? Ray?
That was the teaser trailer for Mobile Suit Gundam XARX-Zero coming out in 2027.
Fuck off.
How was it?
How was
Let
it?
us explain about the RG project. What is the RG project? This is a new project utilizing both the anime and video game to envision the same worlds. Director
The same
Kenji
world.
Kamiyama
It's another
and
alternate
Enjo
universe,
creates the basis of the world settings that will be expanded in a previously
Oh,
never
boy.
seen approach in the Gundam series. The anime and video game will both share the
It's the
same
same
world
setting?
settings and will expand this world from different ways.
Oh.
Mobile Suit Gundam XARX-Zero will share the world settings with Gundam Rogue Orbit,
I see.
announced at Summer Game Fest back in June. The anime will tell the story that happened 100 years before the video game, a story that will be the beginning of this world. On the other hand, the video game will tell the future of the story and allows players
That's
to join
really
this
far in the
universe
future.
as Gundam pilots. We hope everyone around the world will enjoy and experience this world. Let's dive into the world of Mobile Suit Gundam XARX-Zero.
Alright, let's dive into the world.
Mobile Suit Gundam XARX-Zero is produced by Kenji Kamiyama and staff. who
Who's
are
Kenji
known to
Kamiyama?
build
What has he done?
detailed and hardcore sci-fi world. Humans obtained the three revelations, an unknown technology from an autonomous interstellar object
Oh, I'm gonna have to
came
pause that
from
later.
outside of the solar system. This new material brought brief prosperity to humans, but out of nowhere, the material starts to proliferate itself and invades the Earth, forcing humans to abandon Earth entirely. Humans call these materials apocalypse, and called this year the year one of After Apocalypse.
Okay.
Humans are now living on the moon in space colonies after Apocalypse's invasion of Earth. In After Apocalypse 45, begin the great counteroffensive to retake the lost Earth. Next, let's show you the mobile suit,
Okay.
characters, and apocalypse of this
Okay.
title. Gundam Zero, a state-of-the-art machine made to fight against Apocalypse.
So this leaked, eh?
It is a next-generation mobile suit known as Gundam Type. Azumi Ray, the protagonist,
Azumi
a war
Ray.
orphan who lost his parents during an attack from the Apocalypse. He is the designated pilot for Gundam Zero.
Not
Lastly,
Amuro Ray.
the unknown threat, known as Apocalypse. It is a silicone-based life form capable of separation and proliferation.
Silicon.
It has originated from an object capable of interstellar travel that came from outside of the solar system.
Yeah, but they turn
Raise
out to be
encounter
humans
with
anyways.
Gundam
You know
Zero
it's gonna turn out to be
changes
humans.
the destiny of human beings. We've got a message from Kenji Kamiyama the director and series composer of Mobile Suit Gundam XARX-Zero. Please take a look.
この度、機動戦士ガンダム RG
Oh, we've got like a double
XARX-Zero の
translation.
監督を務めました神山健二です。ガンダムはもうファーストガンダムが僕がアニメの道を志すきっかけになった作品で、その作品をちょっと自分が監督をすることになるパイロットと最新。
Yeah, yeah. It's I initially was thinking, is this just like another like
どういう風に
reboot, retelling? It's not. It's not. It's a new setting.
作の見どころになる。
Thank God. Yeah, exactly.
Merchandise information.
Merchandise.
Various
Okay.
items are being
Let's
planned as
go.
we speak here. Let's take a sneak peek.
Show me the merch, guys.
Protagonist's machine Gundam Zero is coming to HG.
HG.
Highlights include smooth movements just like in the anime and a wide range of articulation. From Tamashi Nations, a figure brand,
Means I lose my bet of it being another reboot or alternative universe.
And Metal Robot Spirits
yeah,
lines.
yeah.
Stay tuned for more updates. The Gundam Zero is under planning for the Gundam Mixamize series.
Oh, that looks terrible. Look at that.
Satisfying snap fit assembly and mix and match
Oh
play
my God.
to create your own original mobile suits. Let's suit up the chibi pilot figure with mobile suit armor and build a mobile suit.
What's that, SD?
Gundam Zero is under planning for the Gundam Cross series, a figure line that lets you enjoy unique dress-up play, including mask-off and helmet-off options.
Okay.
Gundam Zero is also planned to be included in the lineup of the 13cm scale articulated Gundam figure toy series currently under planning.
No Master Grade, no RG?
From the RG project, the anime Mobile Suit Gundam XARX-Zero and the game Gundam Rogue Orbit
you don't say the X.
are joining the Gundam card game.
Card game.
Next up is Gundam Rogue Orbit information.
Okay, Gundam Rogue Orbit.
Gundam Rogue
Let's see
Orbit,
this.
a high-speed action game, is coming out in 2027.
Hopefully they show some merch
and
for
some
this
more
too.
additional information from Rogue Orbit. Gundam Helix, the protagonist machine.
Look at this shit.
And Apocalypse
Whoa.
from Rogue Orbit is revealed for the first time.
That looks sick.
Rogue Orbit machines are coming to Gunpla.
Gunpla? Oh.
Gundam Helix, the protagonist
look at
machine,
this.
is coming to Gunpla. Special edition color and regular colors are both coming to shelves. For more details about
Apocalypse.
Gundam Rogue Orbit,
But wasn't
please check
Apocalypse the
official
name of the
website
material?
and X.
The
Today,
material?
we brought various new information for Mobile Suit Gundam XARX-Zero.
In XARX-Zero?
XARX-Zero is currently set to be released in 2027.
So then it becomes
for new information
a
regarding
monster
this title,
like 100 years
we will
later.
disclose it from the official website and Gundam official X
Is this
account.
it?
Check the description of this stream for links. Please check them out. Await for more details.
Is that it?
Today's information has been brought to you by Ryan Dries.
Who? You know what? I'll say this. Whenever a new Gundam series comes out, people say, it doesn't look like a Gundam. It doesn't look like Gundam. Well, I think this thing looks like a Gundam. Happy now? So that's the material. That's the Apocalypse material, I would assume. This is a magnified view. It looks like it's got these like kind of crystalline structures. They're like and then you can see that they've proliferated and become large. There's a Haro. It's out of energy. The energy may have like the energy source may have stopped functioning. Nice art style, nice character designs, you know, because I know there was some criticism about G-Quux and how like the art style of the characters looked so cartoony. I didn't mind that, but this seems a bit more kind of in keeping with like modern expectations. I don't know if I want to say that. That was a gym just now. Let's go back. That looks to be perhaps a Xeon, some sort of Xeon type. Okay, we can slow it down, right? Let's do that. Let's slow it down. If anyone else sees anything of interest, just call it out. So that Well, that's really interesting too. There's a spine. That's a gym right there for sure. Right? And like it is recognizably a gym, at least I would think so. But the stylization of it is very different than what we've come to know, right? It's very sleek looking, not as boxy. It does have angles and stuff, but also like, you know, you can see how the biceps and stuff are feels, it looks like, I want to say form fitting, that's not the right word, but that was some characters. The volume down. Who was that? Was that the Char analog? Was that the Char type character? This one here. Sorry. Kenji Kamayama? Ray. See, I thought he said Amuro Ray, but they didn't. I think that the design is pretty straightforward, but I do like the fact that it gets yeah, it gets a cape. This is an interesting shot. Take a look at the arm. The arm is growing, or rather it has a claw-like arm here. So maybe something about the material is mutating the Gundam, right? And now it's like combining the technology of the Apocalypse material or whatever it's called. And it's becoming more monstrous. We do see in the future of this setting in the video game that you're battling monsters or robotic looking monsters. Also, we have heterochromatic eyes. We have a blue eye and a yellow eye, so that's kind of interesting. And the cape, I do like the cape and the bandages that you'll see later. So this is something that I'm guessing we'll see as a model kit as well. You know, maybe like a second form, or maybe there'll be even a third form, and that's a bit more interesting to me than the sort of vanilla version. And maybe that was their intent. You know, maybe their intent when it came to designing the kind of standard Gundam that we see is that it would later become much more elaborate and outrageous as the show progresses. Maybe that's part of it, as you can see with this hand. Yeah, it looks like bismuth. Yeah. That kind of like boxy, angular, crystallized material. So that's very interesting. And so the pronunciation, I think, is going to be XARX-Zero. You know, say the X and the A and the R is more of like an L. So XARX-Zero. And it sounded like they just called it, they referred to the show as like RG Alex. Something like that. So Kenji Kamiyama. Let's look up Kenji Kamiyama. East of Eden, Ghost in the Shell standalone complex, Lord of the Rings. The Lord of the Rings movie, anime movie. Ghost in the Shell standalone complex. 009 Cyborg. Napping Princess. So a lot of Ghost in the Shell stuff. Those are the ones that stick out to me, but that's interesting. Sci-fi setting supervisor To Enjo. Let's take a look. Okay, Harlequin Butterfly, The Emperor of Corpses, and Self-Reference Engine. These are books. So I don't know if this person was involved in anime, and this is perhaps his first work in anime. He's won some awards. Scripts. Okay, Ghost in the Shell. So he worked on Ghost in the Shell. Godzilla Singular Point, which I haven't seen, but that looked pretty interesting. And Space Dandy. EIICHI. Manga artist. We can take a look at the trailer again. Looks like he's worked on Ultraman, the manga. And there it is. There's a good look at the signature Gundam there. Honestly, I think it looks really cool. And once again, I didn't notice this initially, but you can see that one of its hands is mutating, right? It's looking pretty messed up, pretty demonic, pretty bestial. And we have the cape and everything, and the bandages. I love that. I can't stress how cool I think that is.
That
There you
was
have
the
it.
teaser trailer for
Robots and
Mobile
robes,
Suit
yeah.
Gundam RG.
Honestly, it's one of my favorite things, even though it's like super silly and impractical. And I forget which Transformers movie it was, but there was like Megatron in robes. That was badass. So one thing that I think is the connective tissue is that Apocalypse material, and in XARX-Zero you start to see that material, what appears to be like it's taking over the Gundam and mutating it. And then here in Gundam Rogue Orbit, you see that you're fighting these like bestial, mutated, biomechanical monsters. And they're going to show it a little later, but there's literally a monster called Apocalypse. So it starts in XARX-Zero as this kind of resource and material which takes over and destroys Earth, and then it becomes this kind of like, and maybe it was always intelligent, but it becomes this sort of like monster embodied in perhaps a single monster.
Everyone around an unknown technology, from an autonomous.
Okay, let's read this. Dragon is mutated Gundam from the anime. Oh, that would be wild. That would be wild, dude. We should watch the original reveal trailer, knowing what we know now. The 3 revelations delivered by the autonomous interstellar object from another galaxy ushered in an age of unprecedented prosperity, allowing humanity to expand across the entire solar system. Gravity control, FTL communication, faster-than-light communication, cognitive materialization. Yet less than 10 years after its discovery, the object that had delivered these 3 revelations suddenly ran rampant, spawning an aggressive self-proliferating ecosystem. Humanity came to see this unknown ecosystem as the Apocalypse. Okay, so they didn't call it Apocalypse prior to prior to the discovery of the object. But it sounds like this, whatever is happening that's proliferating and taking over Earth, it sounds like it's terraforming the Earth to make it inhabitable for like some other entity from another solar system, right? Something like that.
Stellar object that came from outside of the solar system. This new material brought brief prosperity to humans, but out of nowhere, the material
only 10 years goes rogue
and invades the Earth, forcing humans.
There it is, as Nye was saying, like it looks like bismuth.
Humans call these materials.
By the way, you can watch videos of like bismuth being formed, like whatever chemicals that you need to like to create it, and you can see it like evolve and create. Okay, let's read this. For 3 months, humanity fought the Apocalypse to a standstill in orbit above Earth. Forced to abandon the planet, humanity marked that year as AA1, the first year after Apocalypse. By AA45, children born on the moon and in space colonies have never known life without the Apocalypse. And on the lunar surface, a boy named Rei Azumi awakens. So when we think about the original Gundam setting, humans were forced to leave Earth because of like economic and ecological the situation with all of that. In this case, this is an outside influence that's forcing humans to leave Earth. So there it is. It's called Gundam Zero. I was saying it's called Gundam Alex. That's a whole other Gundam. Gundam Zero. It definitely is trying to like evoke the original Gundam. It's a very kind of stripped down, very simple looking design. It has a much more like form-fitting look. I know that doesn't really make sense, but it has like very kind of like a very human shape to it rather than like very boxy or inhuman. But what we'll see and what we have seen in the trailer is that this thing mutates. It's related to the game that's coming out, which is called Rogue Orbit. Yeah, so you will see this thing kind of evolve as the show goes on. Gundam type.
Azumi Rei, the protagonist.
So Azumi Rei, that's the name of the main character. During the little teaser trailer there, it did sound like they called him Amuro Ray. I could have sworn I heard him say Amuro Ray, but it is not Amuro Ray. Look at that. So they're very specifically showing this thing and calling it Apocalypse. But I think like Apocalypse is more of like, it's like a mass intelligence. Like it's not like a single thing. I wouldn't say.
Known threat.
And we do see later.
Next up is merchandise.
Okay, this you got to talk about the merchandise, right?
Speak here. Let's take a sneak peek.
You got to talk about the merchandise.
Protagonist machine Gundam Zero is.
So this right here is the protagonist machine. This is the HG. Honestly, this looks okay in my opinion. I might get this. You know, I usually like to get the flagship lead Gundam model for the newest series, right? That being said, they're definitely going to evolve this, and they're going to sell other versions of this as it evolves, and I'm very interested in getting those. The backpack here reminds me of the Mirasol flight unit from Witch from Mercury. You know, the thing that they kind of had to kit bash together to make it so that the Ariel could fly around in space. Kind of reminds me of that.
Coming to HG. Highlights include
yes, I would hope so too.
Like
a full mechanics. I could see a full mechanics spade.
From Tamashi Nations, a figure brand, product releases have confirmed.
And yeah, so they're showing the other merch, but non-Gunpla related. These are Gundam Universe, and then Metal Robot. That's like a pretty expensive line. This is like the. It's not entry grade, but this is more like Bionicles. This thing here, you can see the thigh is hollowed out, and this is the kind where like the head can come off, and you can put like the main character's head on there. So yeah, I would hope at the very least a full mechanics. I put down the volume because we don't need to hear about this stuff.
Helmet off.
More action figures. It's kind of funny seeing this thing as an action figure, and you can see how they've got the kind of shield on the forearms. It kind of reminds me of G Gundam, like Maxter, or rather the Maxter Gundam. I actually really like these designs, and they do mention that these are coming out as Gundam. Rather Gunpla. This right here, it seems to be closer to something that we've seen in the Netflix series Requiem for Vengeance, just like hyper detailed. And for folks that really liked the Requiem for Vengeance Gunpla models, I think these are gonna really scratch the same itch. It can't possibly be like the last boss of the game, but this is maybe the antagonist kind of thing. So that's going to be a Gunpla model, and I think that's going to be amazing. This is such an organic looking thing, right? Which is very unusual for Gundam. It has that kind of like bio-organic look to it, and that'll just be a really cool challenge to paint and work with compared to normal Gunpla models, right? So that's going to be great. You can look at some of the stuff they've been doing with 30-Minute Fantasy. They've got a dragon model, and that is also a very organic shape. You can kind of see, or even the dinosaur models that Bandai have been producing, they have been working with organic shapes, right? And so, or Godzilla for that matter. How this would look as a plastic model if you sort of refer back to those. Yeah, it's going to be a good painting challenge, Spade, for sure. If you look at the wings here, it looks like these are like emanating light, right? So you could do something like bury an LED inside of there, and just the shapes and everything, demon prints. Yeah, very interesting. So there it is. Actually, this is it. It looks really good. Can we zoom in? But yeah, it looks great. It has a very kind of like tactical.
The protagonist machine is coming to Gunpla. Special edition color and regular colors are both coming to shelves.
Is that okay? So they said it's coming to shelves. Does that mean it's not P Bandai? Because that would be good. This looks good too, in all honesty. That looks dope also. Once again, for those that haven't seen, take a look at that arm. As I said, it's already kind of mutating. Right here. And even the eyes, that might suggest
Currently set to be
rewrite the
released in
future.
2027.
What did this person work on? Ultraman. So that's really interesting, actually, the fact that the designer, the Gundam designer, worked on Ultraman, because it does have a bit more of like a form-fitting look, right? Like, take a look at these Ultraman designs, and you can kind of see that connection, actually, with the new Gundam. You can kind of see it. Looks like he may have also worked on the Star Wars Visions, which I haven't seen, but that is very interesting. Okay, I think that covers everything.